Hello, Flosstube. This is Michelle with the Striped Rose. It's April the 30th, 2020, and this is Stash Dive Part 2. So I've got my big basket that I keep by my stitching chair. I put things in here that are on my immediate radar, things that I just enjoy, charts that I just enjoy looking through. This is not recent haul. This is not all my stash. It's just things that I enjoy looking through again and again. My fantasy stitching basket, current fantasy stitching basket. I love this. And is it Annie B's folk art that did these? Someone did these together as one piece, so it looked like a sampler. I really like that idea. I love those. I'm trying to keep all the smaller ones together so they don't get lost. This is a City Stitcher chart. And you can still get these for $5. If you look up City Stitcher, it'll take you to a quilt website, and there will be a place there that you can buy the charts. It's a very modern looking Adam and Eve. Kind of an interesting twist. This I won, actually, back a million years ago in Blog World. This is Heartstring Samplery, Ann Taylor. And I think I actually started this on a piece of 28 or 32 count fabric and wasn't happy with my stitches and put it away. But this is one that I definitely want to go back and do on 40 count. Plum Street. This is on Prudence. It's everything you love about Plum Street. This is one that I've had over 10 years. Heartstring Samplery, Thirsty Heart. I love it. Fully intend to do this. This is one I've had for a long time. My mom bought this for me, and somewhere I've got that little silver heart. I don't know why I haven't done it. This one I've had for a very long time. Chessie and Me, Kindred House Sampler. Let kindred spirits dwell within this house. There are some specialty stitches. It's really nice. This is one that I just got recently for my birthday that I want to start much sooner than later. This is by, thank you. This is by Samplers Not Forgotten. And the only place that I could find this, no, I got this in January at Silver Needles New Year's Day, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, I'm not sure, sale for 25% off. Black Cat 1861. Seems like there's a lot of 1861 samplers. That Black Dog that I showed by Scattered Seed Samplers, that was 1861. That gorgeous one in the Blackburn Designs book in Friendship's Way. That's 1861. I did that one. It's in the book that's recently just been reprinted in Friendship's Way. This is a Sheepish Antiques, Sheepish Designs, Sheepish Antiques. Sarah Salter. I got this from recently from Kitten Stitcher. She has quite a few Sheepish Designs patterns. It's very sweet. Harriet Ringrose. I might have gotten this from Kitten Stitcher too. Kitten Stitcher and McKenna at 1884 samplers sell Scarlet Letter. This is Harriet Ringrose with the baby Jesus that kind of looks like a grub. It's a really nice sampler, and then she kind of fell apart when she did the baby. Really like that one. Samplers Forever. I think she's a German, Claudia. I'm not sure what her last name is. I think she's a German designer, and I think Kitten Stitcher is the only U.S. source for her charts. Samplers Forever. And I just love those big roses. Oh, and I fully intended to do that one the minute I got it in the mail. Laura, the Serial Starter, has just started. Sorry. Can't use technology. Has just started this GGR sampler. And what she did is she started some on each row so she could get down to this. I like to, when I do a sampler, I don't do the border all the way around. Because I'm afraid that, because I make counting mistakes. And when I do the border and then go a little bit over, do the border, go a little bit over, I have more points of reference for keeping my border correct. Not that it's always correct, but I just have more points of reference. What I like to do is I like to start working across and then start working down the left-hand side. Work across some more, work down the left-hand side, work across, and that way I know I've got the dimensions of my fabric right. If I can eventually get across and eventually get down, I know, that's like a little check that I've got my dimensions of my fabric right. And then just sort of work across some, work down some, work across some, work down some. That's what I like to do. My grandmother I was showing her something I was working on one day, and she's like, why don't you just start at the top and go down? Why do you have to jump around so much? Because I do, Mimi. I do. I have to jump around. This next one is in several pieces. Maybe I'll find the rest of it in a minute. More Plum Street Samplers Weenie Dogs. I love the Weenie Dogs. I got to start those. I got to get those going. That's a free one. Oh, here's another GGR. I got this. I was talking about this in an earlier video today. This is number 3 for today. Samplers Through Time is a Facebook page, and it's like Stash Unload and Stash Unloading, except it's just samplers. So this is a GGR called Elizabeth Anderson 1775. Pink, Rose, and Green, my favorites. There's even a little red deer and a red moose rabbit or something right there. I don't even know what it says at the top. Let's see. I don't know. But isn't that pretty? And I had never seen that one before. Sorry. My niece called. All right. So, GGR. And then I've got all my red samplers in this basket. This is a particularly good book, Reflects to Soie. It has 5 samplers in it, and they're all absolutely perfectly beautiful. And I want to do all of them. Absolutely fantastic. It's a nice book, nice cover. And I think it was like $22. I mean, for 5 big samplers, it was really, really nice. This book, I've talked about this book before. I got it on Amazon. It's in French. It has 11 samplers, and the really great thing about this book is every sampler that's pictured is actually charted. You know how you get a book and the sampler you fall in love with the sampler that's not charted, that's just there as decoration. So there's 11. I don't think that's all 11. I don't think there's a photograph of all 11, but there are 11. I really like this one. Red samplers. And if you can find that on Amazon for, a reasonable price, that's a good book. Nope. Why are you putting things over here, Michelle? They go over here. This is a Kathy Barrick chart, French samplers. I've finished this one. I haven't figured out how to finish it. I may just do it as a pin cushion. But Kathy Barrick, French samplers. I got that on her Etsy shop. French samplers. This is one I got on an Etsy shop. I think it was like $5. The Queen Bee Handmade. Maybe that's how you would look that up. I think that was about $5. I downloaded that, and it's a red sampler. There's February wordplay. I've already done that. This I got on eBay. The Needle's Excellency, Book 1. This is from 1989. August. Let's see, the Ohio Historical Society. Just thought that was a nice one I hadn't seen before. This one I've showed you before. I think I found that on Heritage Samplers, E.E. Hollingworth, 1885. Samplers, historic samplers, heritage samplers, sorry. Mrs. Bingley's Library. Love that. My organization is not, something's happened over here to my organization. Oh, this one came out last year and I wanted to do it immediately. Sweet Sophia. I absolutely love it. I don't know why I haven't stitched it. It's in DMC. It's fabulous. Love that. Crochet Today. That is it. Oh, I've had this one forever and ever and ever. UI and Friends. Rose Cup. Isn't that sweet? Very sweet. Someone sent me one of the Hands Across the Sea samplers, and it's got the rose. Caroline sent it to me. And it's got the rose pattern on the back. This was recent. I got that last fall. Stacy Nash. I love both of them. I'd probably do that one first because it's different. It's really different. Because you always have baskets of fruit, but they're round. These are two pairs. This looks like it came from Everything Cross Stitch is the label. This is UI and Friends. Valentine House. I don't know why I haven't started this one. This one would be, you know, simple stitching. I might have to go in my Mania. My Mania pile's out of control over there. I was only going to do 9 Mania starts. I was so hot to get this one last year. I haven't started it. I did buy the buttercream fabric and it was just too yellow for me. But the pattern is just beautiful. I love it. I love it. And like I said, I fully intend to stitch everything in this basket. That's another one. I wanted to start it right away. I love that. Here's some 16-inch fixed circular needles. I love that. Geranium House. Oh, you see my kitty cat? Wait a minute. That's my kitty cat right there in the reflection of my china cabinet mirror. She's got her little head up. She sits on a low bookshelf. She's got her baby bed, her throne of power, is what she calls it, and she can look out at the bird feeder. But that's her little head in the china cabinet. Not in the china cabinet, the reflection. Still want to do this one. Home of a Needle Worker. I like the blue house. I mean, I might make it red, but I do like it. Chessie and Me, We Give Thee Thanks. There are 2 Halloween patterns that look similar by Chessie and Me, and I think I have them both. Oh. Chessie and Me, Janet Reed sampler. Looks very Scottish. The peacocks. Sorry. I love those colors. I love a band sampler. I love this. The only thing I would change in this one is it says, I wish I was a little seed. I would change it to I wish I were. Subjunctive. Grammar teacher. But I love the grass. I love the colors. I love the alphabet. It's just a really different alphabet. I don't know why I haven't started that. I love it. I love this one. I love the colors. I love, love, love that one. Forever Young. Oh, I remember when I was going to do all of these. And then I decided I wouldn't do them all. I would just do the 4 females. And that's not a feminist statement. Those are just the ones I would do. Because they were probably the ones that cross-stitched. Just because. So, I like to do her. I never learned about Molly Pitcher in school. Or Sybil, what was her last name? Luddington? The one that did the big long ride like Paul Revere did, except she was a 16-year-old girl. I never learned about those in school. I want to do that. Clementine. She's still my favorite of all the animal crackers. She's still my favorite, and I still haven't done her. I love her dress. I love Calico Cats. Here's another UI and Friends. Old Rose and Chamomile. That's great. Isn't that great? Hollyhocks, maybe? I really like that one. This is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. And I ordered these several years ago. And I haven't done them, but I just thought they were, you know, kind of vintage looking. I don't want to show you the chart. Some of the... I got September, October. I just like the little postage stamp, kind of like a vintage postcard, floral. November. Oops, sorry. December. August. Those are the only ones I have. I haven't seen those anywhere lately. This one. Plum Street Sampler Cereal Bowl Collection. What's wrong, buddy? You can't sit up here with me. You can't sit up here with me. I started last year the companion to this, The 100 Ways of Being in Love. This is Soul Sisters. I started the companion piece last year for Mania. I love it. I love that color. Whatever that color blue is. Hey, buddy, come here. I don't know what that color green is. DMC 758? No. I don't know. It's really pretty. I love this. That'd be great for my schoolroom too. In the last 2 years I have a schoolroom. Sorry, got a pet Hector. This, I remember how badly I wanted this one. I don't know why in the world I didn't start it the minute I got it. But I do intend to stitch every single one of these. Awake My Soul, that one's just beautiful. And the colors are... Buddy, you can't get up here with me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. When he was a smaller dog, he could sit in my lap at the school table. But Jerry? Well, whoever's coming down the stairs, come and get Hector. Little House, Needle House, welcome in. Now, this is a Christmas ornament, but I would keep that out all year. That needs to go in the Mania pile. How about this when I had teeny tiny ballerinas? Now I have big ballerinas. I still love it. I still want to do it. What I thought is I could do it with 4 girls and have my daughters and my nieces. So 3 with brown hair and 1 with blonde hair. Got so many great ideas. I love this one. But I'd want to leave off the small words. This one. I don't have much Americana except for the patriotic poppies in my Mania this year. But I have several from last year that I didn't finish. So, but I love that. This one, Plum Street Samplers, Pennsylvania, Fracture. Just love those colors. We went to Philadelphia 2 years ago, and I wanted to do this one, you know, to as a souvenir of our trip, but I didn't. This one I don't see very often. Heartstring Samplery, Sarah Boothman. I think that what I would do is I would leave off the name, the words, just scoot it all up and just have a motif sampler maybe. I don't know. Really like that. I don't think I've ever seen that one stitched. I bet it'd be beautiful. This one, love. With Thy Needle and Thread. No, with Thine, Brenda Gervais. This one I think I got recently on eBay. Ann Sims sampler. It's hard to tell exactly what that one would look like. Homespun Elegance. That's a good one. Oh man. Oh, this one. I just love it. And this one too surprised me that it was a reproduction because it looks very modern to me. But I love the colors. I love the little walkway. Just a lot of really different things. You know, it's not Adam and Eve by the tree. It's the man and the wife standing on the roofs. Really, really like that one. Okay, I looked for these for years. And like in 2008 and 2009, there are 3. I won the middle one, so I had the middle one. And then recently, I think I got the top and the bottom one from Kitten Stitcher because she has them, all 3, I think. Excuse me. And I saw somebody on Facebook or Instagram had done them, but they had slightly updated the colors so that they weren't as 1989-90. You know, made the colors more, not more prim really, but a little toned down. So there are 3 parts, and this is the bottom part. This is Sheepish Designs, Alpha Sheep. I can't remember what the other 2 are called. One of them might be called Alpha Menagerie. I'm not sure, but they're on Kitten Stitcher's website, Sheepish Designs. This I've had forever. Oh my gosh, this is going to have to go in the Mania pile. I just really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow for Mania. I can't even imagine. But this is Brenda Gervais, Shepherd's Sampler. I know Heidi Cran did this one. I just love that. I mean, this looks like an adaptation of an antique sampler. I mean, this looks like, I have 2 Scarlet Letter charts that sort of have this vibe. You know, they're long, they're pastoral. I just love that. That's going in that one. This one, I had to get this one after I saw Brenda Sampler. Love her. I love her. I love her little garden shears. I don't really like yellow houses that much. I like butternut squash. Can't remember if that's Gentle Arts or not. I really do like butternut squash. I think I could do butternut squash as the yellow. What does it call for? It calls for bee's knees. That would be nice too. I like golden yellows. All right. But yeah. Do you remember the movie? It had Haley Mills. I used to love Haley Mills movies when I was younger. It was called Summer Magic. Oh my goodness. If you haven't watched that movie, you need to watch it this summer. Summer Magic. And they moved into the Yellow House. It was all about the Yellow House. That's a great movie. I think I may have showed you these. Turkey, I want to leave out is for, I think that's what Lindy Stitches did. She just had turkey on there. I love that. Hello, Miss Pussycat. Are you coming over here? I've loved that. Forever and a Day. I love watching red cardinals out at my bird feeder. I got that. Late to the party. Everybody in the world's already stitched it, but I probably should start that. I've got 2 June word plays done. I need to fix up the May one for tomorrow. That's June. Here's February. I saw more parts to the February one somewhere and put them aside. I finished that one. There's the back to it. This I've showed you a million times because I wanted to do it a million times. This is the Good Housewife. Good Housewife. Wife into the garden and get me a plot. With strawberry roots the best to be got, such growing abroad among thorns in the wood, well chosen and picked, prove excellent good. I really need to start that. Here is August wordplay. March wordplay. I don't know what these are. I think these are free charts I got from Facebook groups. Magazine. These two magazines are two of the three magazines that have, again, this is a Heidi crayon purchase. They have 3 magazines, and they have this in 3 parts. Or you can buy this, the chart, and it has a slightly different colorway meant to be done on slightly different fabric. This is Hannah's Sampler, and I think it's done by Dutch Treat Designs. But there's some of it in winter 1998, autumn 1998, and then there's a third, which I think is after the winter. So it must be the first one of 1999. Or you could just buy the chart and have another colorway. I already showed this. Tulip House. And this is, I stitched this one earlier this year. And it's in summer 2010. Red Deer Sampler. Fully intend to stitch everything in this basket. La-di-da, Our Daily Bread. Very sweet. Hearts to You, Primitive. That's freebies. Fully intend to stitch this. Fully intend to stitch this. I was so excited about this one when it came out last year. Oh, I've showed you this several times and just haven't done it yet. Reflects to Swab. This is the Jane Marshall. It was in aid of the wildfires in Australia from Hands Across the Sea. I did download the second, maybe Sarah Spencer, Hands Across the Sea. I did download that. They're 10 pounds each, which is about $13 American. I think they've got 3, and they're called Little Gems, and they're PDF downloadable patterns. Can you believe that? All right, this is the one that I found parts to a while ago. This one, I got to start this one. Caroline Kissling. This one's getting started this year. From European Reproduction Samplers. That's amazing. I finally got this one. And now I want the newer one from last year. I'm sorry, my dogs don't like the 2 dogs next door. All they do is sit out there and bark, of course. I have a friend, a female friend named Clayton. And then this one, because I want to do all 3 of these scenes right here. Not that I finished the autumn one. All right, so that is everything that was in that basket, except I had a few books in there. I don't know how easy it would be to get this book. This is by Marcia Van Valen. She's the lady behind Scarlet Letter. And she's done several of these books. The other one that I really want is Animals on Samplers. And so it's this thick, and it's black and white, but it has charts of buildings. This one has charts of buildings. The other one I assume would have charts of animals. And it's a chart. You could just stitch the building. Or I thought there was one sampler I had, and it looked like a really vintage sampler, but there was a barn on it. It was from the 80s. But there was a barn on it that looked very 1980s. And I thought, well, you could just take a building out of here and substitute it. There's a ton of them. How many pages are there? There are 108 pages. There's also some ships. There's no pictures of them stitched, so I couldn't show you that. But that's a really interesting book if you could find it for a good price. I've looked for the animals book, the companion book to that, and it's, like $7,000 on Amazon. I mean, I don't even understand why are you going to list a book if you're going to put $7,000? This is a book I really like. And this is a really useful book if you just want to, it's a, what is it? Things are listed alphabetically. It starts with A. And like the first entry is Abraham and Sarah, the visitation of. A biblical story depicted by an angel, a man, a woman, and a tent found on 17th century English whitework samplers. An angel announced to the aged Abraham and Sarah that they will have a son, Isaac, who will become the father of nations. And then there's the reference in the Bible. So if you see on a sampler an angel, a man, a woman, and a tent, there's a good chance that it might be representing Sarah and Abraham. The second entry is acanthus, and it gives you the Latin acanthus mollis, and it's a plant, and it says overcoming life's trials because of its thorns and vigorous growth. It is a prickly herb of the Mediterranean region. It is found in architecture and on the capitals of columns. And then there are actually 3 charted patterns, 2 in cross stitch and 1 in black work, for an acanthus band. The next one is acorn. It tells you what that symbolizes. And then it actually has an acorn and oak leaf motif. On every page, there's something charted in color. But the main part of the book is, it's an index of items. Like immortality is the first thing under I. Symbols of immortality are the peacock and the phoenix. So if you see a peacock and a phoenix, or a phoenix on a chart, that may be symbolizing immortality. Nantucket trees, a distinctive tree motif found on American samplers from the island of Nantucket. And then there's a little cross-stitch chart of 3 Nantucket trees. I can't remember. Okay, in the back it does have 2 or 3 full samplers. It has this one is charted. So usually it's just motifs are charted, but there is that one. And there's not a picture of this one. This one is charted. That one's charted. Try not to show you the chart on the next page so I don't get dinged. Oh, this one's charted. A morning sampler. Ooh, and that one's charted. That's a lot of charts. I think I paid $20 for this book. I mean, quite a few years ago, but still, that's a... and then there was one that wasn't pictured. Oh, no, that was it. It was just really big. So, Sampler Motifs and Symbolism by Patricia Andrell and Leslie Rudnicki. If you could find that for a reasonable price, that'd be good. I think I've flipped through this before. This one is pretty easy to find on Amazon. And I think that there's another version of it with a different cover. But it's the same one, and I think I've showed you. I really like this bird sampler. And this is my favorite one. Let's see. This one. And I've got them marked. Let's see, one more. Oh, this one. That one. And then I have this one. I got this one at the thrift store. It's an older one. It's black and white. And it came inside of the book. I got this at it was a thrift store that benefits a domestic violence shelter. This was actually in the book. It's an old article from 1989 about samplers in a newspaper. Wouldn't that be awesome to open up a newspaper and have an article about samplers? And then whoever clipped it, clipped. Oh! This is Nancy Sturgeon and Karen Knight on the back. That was like a bonus. I was really excited about the book. And then, wait a minute, there's this one in here it's not all black and white. It doesn't have charts. But it's not all black and white. But yeah, this was a thrift store find. But there's one, I think I posted her when I first got it. And it looks like the girl just absolutely gave up. Look at this. This isn't it. She didn't give up. Look at that. That one's got a paper face. But there was one, I thought, I posted on Instagram. Oh, no, this is not all black and white. It's probably half and half, but, that's still... Oh, this is the girl that gave up. I gotta get coffee first. Swallow whatever you're... Rebecca Smith, I think she just was over it. Okay, so she's done all this. She's done her tree, her flowers, and then look what she did with the face and arms. She was over it. Can you believe that? Can you imagine? You go to all this work with these leaves. Look how elaborate those leaves are. And then you get to the face and you do that? She was done. That girl was just over it. Oh my gosh. That's when you really feel a connection with the girl. Because, you look at those leaves and she was done. She was just absolutely done. So let me show you the book one more time. A Gallery of American Samplers, Glee Kruger. And then, I don't know if you really want to look up the ISBN number on the back. That was a nice thrift store find. So I think that's everything I've got. I don't think I'm gonna have a third stash dive. So thank you for accompanying me through my basket. I love looking through my basket, and I look forward to seeing some more of your stash dives. Bye.